Hey homeowners, in this video, we're gonna show you our most popular window films that we've installed on thousands of homes here in Houston, so you can get a better understanding of which window film is best for your specific home needs and style preferences. Let's get started. Okay homeowners, so for this first section of films we're gonna show you is gonna be our non-reflective, very neutral, clear shaded films. So these films are great if you're looking to block as much heat as possible, block as much UV rays as possible to protect your floors, paintings, or furniture, but you do not want to change the look of your home windows and you want to still allow all the natural light to come inside your home. These are going to be your go-to films. So to give you a little bit more description about these films, the lightest shade possible you can ever get on our home is considered to be an ultra clear film, is a 70% shaded film. Now this film blocks 99% of UV rays and it blocks right around 35% of the heat getting through your windows. A step below that, so pretty much the way the window film shades work is the lower the number, the darker it gets, because that's how much light you're letting inside your home. So the step below that, which is a standard clear, not an ultra clear, would be a 50% shade, and that bumps it up from 35% to right around 49% of heat rejection. And when it comes to our non-reflective series of films, the darkest shade that we would recommend that will still keep your windows looking very neutral, still allow almost all the natural light to come inside, is a 35% shaded film, and this one's going to reduce close to 60% of the heat getting through your windows. So like I said, these films are great at blocking a lot of heat, even though it looks like nothing's really on your windows, and they all block 99% of those harmful UV rays that are getting through your windows. Whether you have a single pane or double pane windows, UV rays are always getting through those windows and hitting parts of your house that can damage and discolor them over time. These two right here are very light, so it's really not gonna look like you did anything to your windows. It's gonna be almost impossible for a guest to notice you tinted your windows. This 35% shaded film, it does have a very, very light shade, so unless you're really looking and comparing windows, it's still gonna be very, very clear. Now on our next section of films we're gonna show you is gonna be more of our middle shaded to darker series of films, which is also a very, very popular request we get from homeowners. So let's go over and talk about those films. Okay, so for this selection of window films, there are middle shaded to darker shaded films. Now, these films not only block a lot of heat and 99% of UV rays like the clear, non-reflective films, but because they have some shade to them, they add daytime privacy and they help reduce the sunlight coming through your windows depending on how severe it is. Sometimes homeowners tell us that when they're eating or when they're in their bedroom or when they're in their living room, because the sun is coming through their windows so bad, especially in the afternoon time, if the windows are facing west, it just tends to be so bright that it's hard to focus on the TV or enjoy that room because there's so much sunlight coming in. So these films are definitely gonna help solve that issue. So just like the other films, there's a lightest shade to the darkest shade in that series. It's the same thing that applies here. So when it comes to our shaded films, the lightest shade you can get in this series is a 30% shade, and then it goes to a 20, and then the darkest film possible you can ever install on a glass that is safe is a 5% shaded film. And as you can see, it gets very, very dark, and just like always, the lower the number, that's how much light you're letting in. So as you can tell, this 5% film, shaded film, is pretty much letting in no light, so that's why it looks very, very dark compared to these other film options as well. So to go in a little bit more detail about the films, this 30% shaded film blocks right around 60% of heat, and then you're gonna go jump into this 20%, so it's still not the darkest, but it's also not very light. It's right in the middle. It's like a perfect middle shaded film. This film right here blocks close to 70% of heat, and then the darkest film possible blocks 75% of heat. So if you do go darker, you do get a little bit more heat rejection, but the main difference between these films and the other films is if you're looking to block the light coming in and you're looking for privacy, these are going to be your go-to films. Now, if you just want privacy and you don't want to block much of the light, this 30% shade still is very light in the sense that when you put it on your glass, it's not really gonna make so much of a drastic change. It's only when you get a 20% and darker is when you can really tell like, oh, those windows are definitely tinted. But besides that, you can still have daytime privacy with this 30%, but if you want privacy and the sun's kind of bothering you, you would have to get a darker film to combat that sunlight and make the room not as bright as before. So hopefully, after going over our 2 sections of most popular film options that we've installed on thousands of home windows, you could kind of now get a better understanding on which style and which preference I would be looking for depending on the problems I'm facing with my home, because every home is different. Windows are bigger in some homes face different sides of the sun, which get hit more than other parts. So hopefully now you can kind of get a general idea of the shades that you're looking at and the purposes for those shades. All right, homeowners, so after watching this video, hopefully now you have a really good understanding of which film options to pick depending on the problems that you're facing inside of your home. So just to go over one more time, the first section of films that we went over are non-reflective, very neutral on both sides, so they're meant to just block heat and UV rays without changing the look of your home and still allowing all the natural light to come in. Unlike the second shade of films we went over, are great for also heat and UV, but what makes those different is because they're slightly darker, they have a reflective coating on them to give you daytime privacy and of course to help block a little bit more sun coming through if that's an issue you're having with your home windows. So after watching this video, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about window film, you're wanting an estimate for your specific window tinting project and free samples as well, below this video there's going to be a link. If you click on it, it's going to shoot you over to our webpage where you could fill out a quick form and one of our representatives will reach out to you to help answer any questions, whether it's regarding any of our videos, help answer specific questions maybe we didn't answer in this video, and also most importantly, if you're looking for it, providing a free estimate that also includes free window film samples for your specific home window tinting project. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video.